So great to see you. I hope you all had a wonderful holidays. The new year is over. It is 2026, and we're going to talk about my goals for this year. So, 2025 is over, and we are now on to 2026. So I thought what I'd do is that I'd talk about a little bit of summarizing 2025 and where that leads me in 2026. So kind of a bit of a final wrap up on 2025 and a goal setting for 2026. So giving you a little bit of everything here. So first, summarizing 2025, it was my first year on YouTube. At the beginning of October, I hit a full year. So this is going into my second year. And I managed to hit my subscriber goal, which I wanted 1,000 subscribers by the time I hit my 1 year mark, and I did get that. And so for 2026, I don't think it's unrealistic to say I'd like to hit 2,000 subscribers, but you never know. As things sit right now, I think I'm almost at 1,300, pretty close to that, should be by the time this video goes up. So really, I don't think it's a stretch to say between January and December that I could potentially reach 2,000, but maybe, maybe not. We shall see. If I do, then great. But I would say, just to get to 1,500 would be wonderful. So now's a good time to ask. I would love it if you could like and subscribe. And as we go through this video, comment on any of the sections. I am going to tag this per section, okay? Because we're going to talk about a lot of different things in sections, okay? So I will tag it per section. But I can't really tag it per subject because I'm going to kind of be a little bit all over the place. So, yeah. So a little bit about what I did last year. So I had, different challenges and so on that I did. But one of the things that I did last year that I am not going to do this year is I participated in 3 readathons. So that was Realmathon by Covers with Cassidy in March, Escape the Readathon with Books with Lexi in May, and the amazing Readathon from Bree at 4 Paws and a Book in June. Now, the reason that I say that I'm likely not going to participate in them this year is because I want to get my own reading goals done, and I am planning on doing some writing, and we're going to go over that a little bit later. So it's just kind of give me a little bit more time because I do also still work full-time in my own business. So I just want to have time, a little bit more time. And I found that with the readathons, it really bogged me down quite a bit and made me a little bit anxious about everything that I was reading, and I don't really need to read that much. So probably won't participate in that. So then let's talk about the challenges, okay? So these are all the challenges that I did in 2025. So the first one is Goodreads challenge. That one's obvious. And I had set my Goodreads to 48 books. And by the time I record this, I think I hit close to 190. So yeah, like I kind of went over. All right. But you can see how those readathons really affected the number of books that I read, because I read a lot in those 3 months that I did those readathons. So I am going to set my goals a little bit different in 2026, and we'll talk about that in a minute. The other challenge I did 2 buzzword challenges from Kayla at Books and Lala, and that was Buzzword Cover Challenge and the Buzzword Reading Challenge, and I read all of the books. So that was 24 books in total, and all those got read. Some of those books were on my must-read list, so some did cross over a little bit. Then the other challenge was a 25 and 25 bingo challenge, and that was from Bree at Four Paws and a Book. And that I filled in as I went along. So that didn't add any books to my reading experience. That was the books that I was already reading. And I did complete that. And so I'm putting all of these up for you so you can see them. I'll put the completed on one side and the page with all of the prompts on the other side, so you can see that I did hit all of those, and you know, good reading as far as that was concerned. And then the last one was my must-read video, and I did the video just before this one already talking about how I did on my must-read list. So I'm not going to go over that again. I will put the link below for that one so that you can go back and you can take a look at that one. Okay, so what are we going to do challenge-wise going forward? So I have two of my own challenges. So one is a challenge that I've pretty much opened up to everybody. That is my series challenge. So it is to prioritize 12 books, one every month, that come from series that you have already started prior to January 1st, 2026. Okay? And I've talked about that a couple times. Now I have myself prioritized quite a few books, and both videos are up. The video discussing the challenge and the video discussing what I'm going to read for the challenge. So I will link those below as well. Okay? The other challenge that I created for myself was based on the Goodreads Choice Awards. I took 5 of the categories and I chose 5 books that I already had on my shelves from those 5 categories. And I'll put that up over here again, there or there. Okay, so you can see it. And I am going to prioritize those along with my continuation series reading. Those are my priority challenges for 2026. The other thing that I'm going to do is I picked up a bingo challenge. It's a mystery thriller bingo challenge from Alexis at Alexis Fully Booked, and it is essentially 25 books. So I'm going to do it a little differently because the way that she's done it herself is she's already prioritized what books are going to go in under what prompt. I'm going to do it a little bit differently in that I'm going to base it on the books that get chosen from my TBR. I'm going to try to fit those mystery thrillers into her bingo and see if I can hit bingo. Okay. The other thing, so, you know, I'm going to try to do a full card, but if not, try to get myself a line. Even in harder mode is to see if I can get books that come out in 2026. So that would be new releases. How many of those can I do? So that's how I'm going to kind of prioritize it. So it's going to be just a little bit different, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's another challenge that I have. And I will link her, the video she has for that and her YouTube channel below, because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Lastly, of course, I will have my Goodreads challenge. I think I'm going to set it to 75 books. I am not going to be doing any tracking in Goodreads other than to give my star ratings and to post reviews of ARCs. That's all I'm doing in Goodreads. I'm going to do all of my other tracking in spreadsheets, okay? And I'm going to talk about the spreadsheets in a little bit, but I just want to put it all in one place and have it much easier access to me. Now, I don't use Storygraph, don't care for it any more than Goodreads, if I'm being perfectly honest. And I don't care for Fable because it's only in an app and I want something that I can use on desktop. I just figure what I'm going to be doing digitally myself is going to be a little bit better. And it took me a bit to find what I was looking for, but we are going to talk about that in a minute. Okay, so just a few other sort of random things that I've written down. I've made a list of all this stuff because honestly, I would have forgotten all of this. Never would have remembered it all. And I want to make sure I mention everything. Okay, so first and foremost, my Yassified TBR game will be played for the whole year, right up to November. December, I will do TBR very much like I did this year, where I picked my December TBR. And that was because I did pretty much mostly Christmas reads. So it's going to be the same for the next year, for the end of 2026. Spit that out. It's like, we know what we're talking. We know we're talking about 2026, right? Yeah, we know. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing for how I pick my TBRs. Now, when it comes to the books that I'm going to read that are part of my Goodreads, okay, and the books that I'm going to read that are part of my series challenge, they're going to be on a spinner wheel, okay? So in January, I just picked the ones I wanted, and that's because of trying to do vlogs, which we can talk about shortly. But I did that so that I'd have certain material for that. But going forward, it's just going to be completely random. Okay? So it's going to have 2 spinner wheels. We're going to run those, and whatever I get under those will be added to the TBR game. So the game be played first. Might end up getting some of those ones in the game, but if I don't, then I run the spinner wheels. Okay, so that's basically how that's going to happen. I'm going to be continuing to do my reviews once a month. I was initially thinking about doing them twice a month, but I think unless I end up with more than 15 books, which is not likely, I think, 10 to 15 is kind of where I want to be with what I'm reading every month at the most. So I think that it's just doable to keep it at 1 review a month. And it's just much easier for people to find if I want to refer you back to something that I did a review on, I can do it by month. It's just much easier than that. I will continue to do my book of the month and aardvark new releases. That will come out at the beginning of every month for that current month, and you'll get to see that. I will also be adding on minimum 1 vlog, if everything goes okay with the January ones. We'll see how that goes. Potentially 2 at the most, okay? So, but the idea is to do at least 1 every month and add that in every month. So that is completely brand new. And then I will be continuing to post 2 YouTube videos every week, Monday and Thursday. Okay, so because at the beginning of 2025, I was only doing 1, and then I think halfway through was when I started doing 2. So I will be doing 2 a week. The other thing that I did want to mention, which is kind of just a random thing, I did kind of talk about it a little bit just previously, and that is that I'm going to be using new tracking sheets. So I've just done some screenshots and I'll throw them up. So I have a journal tracking sheet that I purchased, and I have a home library tracking sheet. And I bought these off Etsy, and I'll put the Etsy shop below so you can see it. And I wanted something that was going to run in Google Sheets, and I wanted something that had a lot of different capabilities. So for me, the huge thing for the journal is to have it so that all in one place I could put in all my notes about all the characters, all my notes about the location, plot, all that kind of thing, and then put my review in underneath it and keep that all together so that when I'm doing my reviews for you, I have all the information at hand. And this just was beautiful, the way everything is put together. Now, I haven't used it yet. I have to, I will be doing a complete home library makeover, okay? And I'll be walking you through all of that. And in actual fact, the majority of it's probably, I've done it and filmed it once this video goes up, because all those books have to get logged into that home library. And then my TBRs need to be set for January and everything like that to get the ball rolling on this. But I want my entire home library inputted because I want somewhere to keep track of all that other than Goodreads, because Goodreads just isn't working for me. So that's basically it. We'll see how the spreadsheet goes. Now, this is the type of spreadsheet that you do not have to buy a new one every year. All you have to do is have the shell, and then you use it again the next year. This, I'm talking about the journal, the home journal part, and you just set the new one for the new year, and it automatically populates it with the correct data for your months and everything. So I wanted something like that. I didn't want something where I had to go and buy a new journal every year. I wanted it so that I could just reuse the same spreadsheet going forward. So that's exactly how this is. And the home library one, you never get rid of. And this home library one is capable of holding up. There's two versions you can use, which come in the same purchase. You can do just 3,000 books or 8,000 books. So, yeah, more than enough room, I think, for most home libraries. Okay, so that's it for that. Now, what I wanted to talk about next is something I don't talk about very much, and that is my book, The Guardians, and it is a space opera romance. This is book one. My intention was to write 6 books in the series because there are 6 siblings in total. This is the first book, and this is about the only girl in the family. The other 5 are all brothers. This is the sister's book. And it kind of started everything out. I don't have my glasses on, but let's see what it says here. Oh, hang on. I'll just put them on just for this, okay? Yeah, just for this. All right. It says, 25 years ago, humans barely survived a 4-year war with an alien species, the Nomad. We triumphed, we rebuilt, and grew stronger. Our enemy didn't go far, and we would need that strength. So the main character, female main character is Jessie, male main character is Xerxes, and essentially what helped them win the war was another species that looked very much like humans. Not exactly the same, but pretty close and more advanced, more technologically advanced. They were spacefaring species, which, of course, Earth was not. So this basically tells the story of 28 years after the war and how the war changed Earth, because Earth was not as it had been. Yeah, so I don't want to give away too much about it, but it's not a huge book, 300 pages, around about that, I think. Yeah, 280. Yeah, just about 300 pages. So that's the first book. So my intention this year is to, I had written a second book, and I'm not 100% happy with it. So I want to go back and I want to retool the second book, because I've decided I want to take this a little bit in a slightly different direction, okay? Just a little bit, okay? It's still going to have the spacefaring elements, but I want it to be a bit more grounded in what's happened to Earth, because I think that's important, with the space elements kind of involved in the background. So that's the idea behind it, and that's where we're going to go with it. I have to rewrite the second book, unfortunately. And then, but I think I am going to still use elements of what I had already written, just kind of change it up a little, right? So that's what that is. And then the other thing that I wanted to do is I have another series in my head that I'm hoping to get started that is going to be a paranormal bounty hunter detective series. So she's a paranormal bounty hunter and he's a human detective. And their world is going to be very urban, a little bit different than ours, but with a very similar urban feel to it. And it's sort of, I said it's going to be a little tiny bit like Tainted Cup, tiny bit. And then a little bit like, it's like having a detective series like, what's a good one? Like maybe Washington Poe from the series written by M.W. Craven. So kind of like that. Okay. And that's sort of what's in this fantasy world. So I've started all of the elements and I'm slowly putting all the elements of that together and I'm going to be writing that. So that's what I want to do this year. I really want to concentrate on, I do want to get this series finished. So I am also going to plot out all of the other books for the series based on the new direction of the second one, because I had them sort of semi-plotted out, but now I want to change it a little bit. So I'm going to be doing that, and then I'm going to be writing and changing up and writing the rough first draft on this other book. So that's where my writing is going to go this year. So I guess that's really it. Now, what I thought I would do is just finish off with the contact information, because I don't talk about that very much. And I want to make sure that you know where everything is. If you want to get in touch with me or anything else, everything is always below. So this is like the standard stuff that's always at the bottom of my videos all the time. Okay, so we have the link to my Discord server. The Discord server is where we're going to be doing all the chatting about the series challenge that I have. So that's in there. And then anything else that's book related and book related to my channel. If you have a major question and you want to post it, it's always great to put it in there. Right now, it's a really small group of people, but I would like to grow that. The other thing I have below is I have a book outlet affiliate link. And so that like if you order using my affiliate link, I think I get points and then I can use those points to go towards money off books. You don't get anything free, but you do get like money for a certain number of points that you get. So yeah, because you get points when you buy as well. So always keep that in mind, right? Then the other thing is I do have my book of the month, which is also an affiliate link. So if you use book of the month through my affiliate link, I get a credit, which I think is lovely. Then the aardvark one is below as well. You do not get a credit if you use the aardvark link, but if you use it and you tell me you used my link, then I can email them and then I think they give you credit. So I think it works, something like that, if I remember correctly when I read it on their website. So those are all below. Then my email is below, my Instagram is below, my Goodreads, my Amazon wish list, all that stuff is all below. Email is always also another good place if you want privacy, you want to discuss something with me, then I always say email or become a friend of mine on Instagram and you can message me through Instagram. So that's always a quick and easy place to have a private discussion if you want to discuss anything private. So I guess that's it. That, done. Okay? Yes, my book, J.A.M. Cormier. Those are my initials, in case anybody's wondering. Yeah, so I can't think of anything else. I mean, we are starting fresh in a new year, and I can't wait to bring all kinds of great goodies for you to enjoy. And so the only thing that I'm going to ask is that if you're interested in vlogs, please watch the ones that I post for this month, because it's going to be important to get feedback on that from you, because I'm not really sure. They're going to be very, very casual, okay? Because the ones I watch are super casual. Now, I personally do not watch a ton of them where people are out and about and they're shopping and they're doing things, and then they come home and then there's all kinds of things they're doing at home. And I'm not going to film myself doing stuff like that. But they're going to be very relaxed. They're going to be like in the chair I sit in my bedroom. They're not going to be down here at my desk, because I don't read here, okay? I read in the chair in my bedroom. That's where I'm comfortable. Put my feet up a little bit, you know, that kind of thing. So that's where I will be, and that's where I'll give my feedback on the books. I'm going to do them with spoilers in them. So I will indicate that there's going to be spoilers. And then if you don't like that and you want me to do them without spoilers, we can try that next month. Okay? So again, if you give me your feedback and you tell me, Judy, I don't want them with spoilers because I don't want you to spoil the book, because if you're going to watch it more because there's no spoilers in it, then that's better for me, right? And better for you. So let me know. Even let me know now under this video. Do you like vlogs with spoilers, or do you like vlogs without spoilers? Because I have not filmed them yet, because we're just getting into January. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, that's it. I'm finished talking. I'm done for now. We will see you in the next video.